We are done. We are done. That was terrible, universe. I would not like to repeat 2020 in 2021. Just saying. Hello, Randonauts. So in honor of this crazy batshit year coming to an end, I thought, wouldn't it be amazing if we used the Randonautica app to give us some ideas about what the future might hold in 2021? Because I know so many people are saying, oh, it's going to be so much better in 2021. And I'm like, no, no, no. You were saying that in 2019 when you thought 2020 was going to be your year, and it got way worse. And honestly, I feel like things could definitely still get worse. We think 2020 was bad because it was bad, but that doesn't mean it couldn't be worse. And so I am very trepidatiously walking, I'm prancing very slowly into 2021. And until a circle of trust is formed, I am not really going to be super optimistic about the new year. But at the same time, I feel like maybe the Randonautica app, if it leads us to a location that maybe can give us some insights, then maybe we can go in a little more prepared about what could be coming our way. So as per usual, I'm in my car, but I'm parked next to a cemetery. I'm not at the Green Mountain Cemetery. That's the modern, newer cemetery. I am at the older cemetery called the Columbia Cemetery. And this is where I came with my friend Lisa a long time ago. OGs of the Randonautica world with me will remember that video. But I wanted to start here because, I don't know, I like starting at cemeteries. There's something about cemeteries that feels very grounding and peaceful to me. And then also because this year has been so much about death. I feel like a theme of 2020 has just been death and how to healthfully process it and how to move on from it. And then also just being surprised by it because that's everywhere. And I'm kind of over that. So I'm hoping maybe the theme for 2021 will be birth, but I don't know. We'll see. So if you are new to this channel, let's get out of the car with me. Welcome. And I do a lot of Randonauticas. I like to jokingly call myself the Randonautica queen. And unlike other channels, I do not do fake stuff. I will never lead you to something that I planted or that, that I just think is creepy and I want to show you. Like when I pull up a point on the app that I use, I truly have no idea what's going to happen. So just prepare yourself for that. And if you enjoy it, please subscribe to this channel. But right now I am walking into the cemetery so that I can just sort of get a little grounded in there, and already creepy things are happening. I hope this isn't a sign of things to come. Cute. There is just something about older gravestones that I find just so touching and artful and beautiful. I've got to find my place to kind of pull out my phone and do this Randonautica point, and I'm drawn to this gravestone that says bliss on it. So maybe we could ground near this, because wouldn't bliss be a nice change of pace for 2021? So maybe I'll go kind of over to this little tree area and we will pull out the phone. For those of you who are just tuning in, I do not actually use the original Randonautica app because we broke up. It does not give me very good points anymore since they did the big software update over the summer. And so the app that I've really come to love, and I claim it's because a ghost lives in my phone, of course, is called the Randonaut Location Generator app. So I've pulled the app up. Here is what it looks like. It's showing my little red pin is my location in the cemetery. It's a very simple app, but for some reason, I would say 8 or 9 out of 10. It gives me pretty solid locations. So that's what we're going to use for today. So my intention for this first Randonaut point is to just get a general theme of what is the theme for 2021. Like I said in the car, it felt like the theme for 2020 was death, but there's probably a lot of other nicer things we could say is the theme. But I want to know, according to the ghost in my phone in the Randonautica app, what is the theme going to be for all of us? Like, not just for me, but for us just as a human collective, especially for us, like me and you, like the viewers, because I feel like you watching this are kind of creating the intention with me. So for us specifically, like, what is going to be the theme for 2021? So again, there's the app. I'm just going to hit start. I want to find an attractor. I always, want to find an attractor. The meter radius that I set is usually pretty big. I do a 3,000 meter radius, so that's like hopefully enough space to give us what we want. So now it's asking to, I don't know if you can see that, but to start my intention. So here we go. Theme for 2021. What is going to be the theme for us for 2021? Huh, okay. I have no idea what, so it looks like it's sending us to like a busy area, like a store. What's weird is that the red point is right on some business of a guy. I'm like, maybe that's my future is with this guy. I don't know. But again, this isn't just for me. This is for all of you guys. Oh my gosh. So let's navigate and see if I can get a better idea of where this is. Very interesting. Wow. This is actually, I think, in like an area I used to live in. So really fascinating. So let's just get back in the car and drive over there because, yeah, I don't know what to make of this yet, but I'm very intrigued. So we don't have a super long way to go here. I'm pretty much kind of already almost there, and I'm feeling like a very calm acceptance. So whatever we see over there, I'm feeling kind of positive about it, even though, like I said, I have no idea what to expect. But okay, so it's like boom, we're in this neighborhood. I think it's this house over here. Okay. So I'm totally stopped like illegally right now, but it is this house, I guess, kind of right over here. And yeah, so I'm gonna park in a better spot and then we'll kind of explore, but as of right now, I am very confused. Okay, so far, I'm really not impressed. And I don't really know why I'm whispering, but I just feel like I'm in a neighborhood and I should whisper. So we're gonna get out, but I just really hope that this isn't one of those 1 out of 10 times that the app leads us to something really stupid. Or maybe the point of 2020 is that we're just gonna relax at home and have a great life that's not quarantined. Oh my gosh, let's just get out and go over there. The theme for 2021. What is the theme for 2021? I don't know. One thing I will note is that, so on the house next door, the car has a Hawaii license plate, which I don't really want to totally zoom in and show you because that's personal license plates, but I still don't, this looks like a very ordinary house. So maybe the theme is that it's going to be a very ordinary year in some ways. I hope. Like we're just gonna go back to normal. Although I say that like so, with reservation, because I don't know what, this is a cool tree. I don't know what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna walk on the other side here and see if there's anything on this other side of the fence. I think technically the point is in their backyard, and obviously we're not gonna do that. But here's the other house, and yeah, it's all fenced in. Brr. Something else I noticed when I first pulled up to this house was that there's this car in front of it that has like a lot of cool bumper stickers. So maybe that means we're gonna have a lot of cool experiences, like a lot of adventures. It definitely feels like whatever the theme of 2021 is, it's gonna have something exciting going on with it. Something a little more exciting than 20, although 2020 was exciting in lots of ways, but just like in a kind of a bad way. So let's hope it's a good way going forward. Also, a fun fact about me is I lived actually on the next street over. Like the house that I lived in it's like their yard would like back the houses, the yards of these houses. And so that's kind of interesting that I used to live like right in this neighborhood, but that was a while ago. That was like, it's like 4 years ago. So maybe this is trying to tell me that this coming year is going to be similar to that year, which I kind of hope not, because that was kind of a weird year. That was a year I did like a ton of healing. Like I did a lot of just a huge awakening that year, but it was also kind of painful, as awakenings can kind of be. So I kind of don't want that again, but maybe that's a personal thing for me. I don't know. Okay, so I don't know about that. I mean, I hope that the theme of 2021 is that it's just going to be an ordinary year. I hope that that wasn't trying to tell me that we're just going to be stuck in our houses again for a whole nother year. I'm hoping that it means something like it's going to be just a homey year, maybe. I hope. But I really don't know. And this is also what tends to happen when you have a really vague general intention, which is what I had, and I knew that coming into it. But that sometimes when your intention is really vague, you can get like a really vague response. So what can you say? Now, just for shits and giggles, we are in my old neighborhood, like where I grew up and also where I've lived even in my adult life in South Boulder. Represent South Boulder. That's not a thing. Don't do that in Boulder. Nobody's gangster here. So I feel like this could be a really interesting place to do our next intention from, and I'm going to use the original app. I always want to go back to it and try it sometimes because I keep waiting for it to like really click in and like do something awesome for me. So we're going to try to use the original app again, and this time I'm going to make my intention a little more specific, especially specific to me, and that is for my next intention. I want to know, what do I personally really need to look out for in 2021? So the original Randonautica app looks like this. The light is kind of cool and weird, but like kind of cool and I like it. Anyway, so I am just gonna figure this out. Okay, so you go to it. I feel like the interface is not as easy anymore, but I'm gonna do the attractor, and then I think you just hit generate and then do the magical intentions phone, and then it'll just hopefully give you a point. So yeah, so I want to know, what do I need to look out for? And I mean like kind of in like a negative sense. Like I don't mean like what do I need to look out for in terms of like good stuff. I want to know like what do I need to avoid and look out for in 2021 for me. What do I need to look out for in 2021? What do I need to avoid? Ooh, this is really interesting. I'm so glad it gave me a point. And just the first thing I saw was that the point is near a church. So I don't know if it's not like at the church, but it's kind of near it. So what do I need to avoid and look out for? Is it religion? No, I don't think it is. I actually am pretty cool with God. Just saying. So let's start driving. Okay, we're getting there quick. This point was not very far away from where I was. Is this where I turn? Shoot, no, okay, keep going. Okay, y'all, it's another house, and I believe it's this one or this one. They're both very ordinary, but I gotta pull over and talk to you for a second about some feelings and some insights that I'm having. All right, so there I am on the street. The point is technically back there, behind this house here. Lovely, also very ordinary houses. I've been led to a lot of very ordinary points, but I gotta tell you a little bit more. So little do you guys know, but we are actually extremely close to a house that I was led to in another video that was like really kind of emotional for me. It was in the video where I was asking for insights from the dead, and I really wanted an insight from the dead of like what does the dead really want us to know? And it led me to this house that was empty and vacant, and it was right over there. It seriously was like on the other side of like all of these houses on like the next block. And that church that you saw in my original point generation thing is the church that's like, you also can't see it, but it's right behind this house over here. And that church was also part of the point in that it had a sign in front of it that said something about love. Of course, I can't remember now. But the fact that this is like, so like this point, I'm annoyed. I'm annoyed that both the points I've been led to have just been very ordinary houses with like nothing distinct really about them. Like there's no identifying thing about them that would make them stand out or give me any sort of extra information, which is always annoying. But the fact that I've been led, of all places, to a point that's very close to that point about death, I don't know. I'm like, maybe I'm supposed to be avoiding death this year or something. I don't know, or to look out for death. I don't know. So that's really the only thing that I can think of in terms of just how ordinary these houses are. A lot of the times with the Randonautica app, you are led to something where the real like purpose, the real juicy meat of the point is not going to be seen with the naked eye. And this is also why I kind of hate those videos of people with like the fake shit that they do, because that's not really how the app works. It's the whole point of the app is to try to break the matrix and to help you see reality in a way that's very different from just what meets the eye. So if you're constantly led to stuff that's like so obviously like oh, it meets the eye and it tells you that, you know, life sucks or whatever, like that's not always how the app is going to work. And so I think especially in the cases of what we have done today here, we've been led to places that there's a lot going on beneath the surface, and a lot of historical things can sometimes be tied into like why you're led to a certain point. And I really feel like the fact that this area now to me represents like that death point, and the fact that I've been led like right next to it, that just says something to me. There is a little horse statue though. It's the only distinguishing thing, so maybe I am meant to avoid horses in 2021. Or maybe another insight I'm having is maybe there's really nothing that I'm meant to look out for or avoid. Maybe I just need to live my life and not worry about stuff. Like maybe that's why I'm led to a point that's like there's really nothing going on. So yeah, I hope that's the correct answer to this one. I just got an idea that before we leave, I think we should drive by the kind of death point house and see what it looks like now, because it was very actively being remodeled before, and I have no idea. Maybe it's done. Maybe there's some answers there. So let's go drive by it before we leave. Okay, wow. It does not look quite done, but it looks really different than how it looked. They've got this interesting like modern cedar vibe going on. If you want to see what the house looked like before, I just highly suggest you go watch that video. I will link it here, but it doesn't feel done yet, but it feels like they're doing a lot to it. It also still feels very vacant to me. I also don't think there's anyone even here working on it. It just feels like a vacant energy here right now, but interesting tie to an old point. So my Randonauts, like that house, I know that 2020 tore out your insides and took out all the stuff inside of you that you didn't even know you needed to let die and let go of. It just took all that stuff out and now has rebuilt you. That house is maybe a metaphor for all of us coming into 2021, that we have been kind of unexpectedly stripped, and now we are hopefully stronger and better than ever coming into this new year, even though we still don't know what's going to happen. Didn't get a lot of answers. We're being pretty mysterious about 2021 in terms of what's going to happen, and that's okay. But truly coming into 2021, I hope that you take so much care of yourself. I hope that you give so many less fucks about what people think. I genuinely think you should have a list of like 5 people max in your life that you have such a mutual love and affection for, that you really care and respect their opinion of you. But other than that, I really don't think you need to give any fucks about what anyone thinks of you, and you really need to just live your own life based on what you want to do. So I hope that that really takes place for you in 2021. Oh my God, it's hard to say words. And I also hope that you really take care of yourself, and not that kind of self-care where it's like basically just overindulging in your vices and then calling it self-care. You can indulge in some vices, we all should, but not to the point that you're like maybe damaging yourself. So real self-care, peeps, real self-care. I hope you all have a fabulous new year, and I will see you in the next year with more awesome adventures.